What if I told you that there's another Fulgrim out there? No, not the snake demon Primarch of the Emperor's Children, but a clone of his. A version of Fulgrim that could potentially reshape the fate of the galaxy. Today we are diving deep into the story of Fulgrim's clone, his complicated relationship with Fabius Bile, and the wild possibilities of his future. Buckle up, because this is Warhammer 40k at its weirdest. Alright, let's talk about the galaxy's least responsible geneticist, Fabius Bile. This guy wakes up every morning and chooses unethical science. One of his greatest hits, growing a brand new Fulgrim in his chaos-ridden basement lab. Yep, Bile took some of the Primarch's old genes and cooked up a fresh, chaos-free version of the guy. And here's the kicker. This Fulgrim actually normal. No demonic possession, no obsession with axes, just a straight up perfect version of the Primarch before things went sideways. But plot twist, when this clone saw what the Emperor's Children had become, he wasn't exactly thrilled. Imagine being reborn just to realize your entire legion has turned into an intergalactic glamrock horror show. So, what was the dynamic between the clone and Fabius? Well, let's just say it wasn't exactly a heartwarming father-son relationship. This clone saw Bile for what he was. Basically the galaxy's worst mad scientist with a scalpel fetish. And Fabius? Oh, he was proud of his little science project, until the clone decided he wasn't going to be anyone's twisted puppet.
My perfect creation, my beautiful son.
Absolutely not.
Come now, don't be so dramatic. You're a work of art.
Oh yeah? Then why do I feel like I was assembled with spare parts and bad intentions?
Nonsense. You're the finest genetic creation in history.
Then why do I have the overwhelming urge to punch you in the face?
Side effect of being a Primarch, I assume.
Things escalated fast. The clone rejected Bile's weird "let's evolve humanity into something better" manifesto. And in return, Bile basically went,
Fine, I'll make new friends.
Spoiler alert, those friends were also clones, and none of them lasted very long. Oh, and speaking of clones, let's take a moment to appreciate Fabius's other failed science fair projects. Because yes, Fulgrim wasn't the only Primarch Bile tried to clone. He had the grand idea to create an army of Primarchs under his control. Sounds cool, right? Well, not really. These clones turned out horribly wrong. Some were barely functional and others were just monstrous parodies of the originals, and a few outright melted before they could do anything useful. Imagine trying to make an omelette and instead of eggs, you get sentient screaming goo. Yeah, it was that bad. Eventually, Bile had to scrap the whole project. But if there's one thing we know about him, it's that he never gives up on bad ideas. And then there was Horus. Yes, Fabius Bile even tried to bring back the War Master himself. Using genetic material from Horus, he created a clone of the legendary traitor Primarch. But spoiler alert, it didn't go well. Abaddon, Horus's #1 fanboy and the new top dog of chaos, was not happy about some science nerd bringing his old boss back. So he stormed in and personally put an end to the Horus clone with extreme prejudice. Moral of the story: don't try to replace the original War Master when his most devoted follower is still around with a very large sword. Now back to the Fulgrim clone. Unfortunately, his story doesn't have a happy ending. In classic Warhammer fashion, he was eventually killed, rejecting both chaos and the insanity of the Emperor's Children. A tragic fate for what could have been a true savior of his legion. But what if? Look, this is Warhammer 40k. We can never rule out a dramatic comeback. Maybe Bile kept some of his DNA in a little test tube for later. Maybe some secret Imperial faction got their hands on his genetic material. That leads us to the real fun part. What could happen next? If Fulgrim's clone were to return, the galaxy would be in for some serious drama. Here are some of the wildest possibilities. The loyalist Phoenix rises. The Imperium could revive the clone and use him to create a loyal successor chapter to the Emperor's Children. Picture a new noble legion reclaiming its lost honor. Maybe called the Phoenix Guard? I don't know, maybe you have a better name. Let me know in the comments. A rogue Primarch. Maybe he doesn't pick a side. He sees both the Imperium and Chaos as lost causes. He could form his own faction, fighting against both, leading to an all-out Primarch civil war. Sounds familiar, right? Fulgrim versus Fulgrim, the ultimate showdown. Picture this, one side the demon-infested Slaanesh worshipping Fulgrim we all know, the other his pure clone back from the dead. This wouldn't just be a battle, it would be a legend. Fabius' final experiment. Let's not forget Bile. If anyone would bring Fulgrim's clone back again, it's definitely him. But would he let the clone run free? Or would he finally succeed in controlling his perfect creation? So what do you think? Could Fulgrim's clone come back? Would he be a hero, a rogue, or just another failed experiment? Let me know your theories in the comments. And remember, if you ever find yourself in a Fabius Bile science lab, well, it was nice knowing you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into Warhammer 40k lore, don't forget to like, subscribe and to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And as always, stay grimdark.